Hey everyone, okay, I got a question on my Snapchat. So I open up my Snapchat 4 or 5 times a week, BrianK019 for live Q&As, so go check me out on there if you're not following it. And I got a question from a girl about sleep. She basically said she mixes between good nights and bad nights sleep and just doesn't know how to get consistently good sleep. I'm going to do a video on this purely because it's something that's kind of close to me. In the book I have coming out in October, I have a whole section on sleep in there, basically because I'm a fucking really poor sleeper. Anyone that knows me long enough, I'm a penny drop sleeper. So if something drops, a penny falls on the floor in the middle of the night, it's going to wake me up because I'm very, very light in terms of how I sleep. But there are things that I've done that I've found that have massively supported me. And in terms of my energy levels, since I fixed my sleep, I find that I have so much more energy during the day. And that sounds so fucking obvious, but it's true. When you actually get a good night's sleep and you get the quality of sleep, it's not about time that I've learned. Since I started researching REM sleep and how your body actually goes into recovery and the time in which it goes into recovery when you fall into deep sleep, I realized that it's about the quality of sleep over the quantity that you get. And I looked into things like sleep debt, where if you get a shit night one day, are you supposed to make it up the next night, or what are you supposed to do? So the first thing that I found helped me was fixing my fucking adrenals. My adrenal glands are absolutely shot. It's one of the reasons that I have no plans to compete again, because of the shit I was putting in my body from caffeine and fat burners and all of these things just to try and get through days. So I was able to get up on stage. You know, it was over a year since I've done a show, and I have no plans to do it again because it fucking ruined my adrenals. I was literally, I'd say, on 7-8 cups of coffee a day, on top of things like fat burners, which I hate anyway, but I had to take them because I wouldn't be able to get through my day otherwise. So fixing your adrenals is number one. So if you find that your adrenals will get fucked up from from stress. So it doesn't matter where that stress comes from, whether it comes from an external source like caffeine or stimulants, or your boss fucking shouting at you all the time, or people at home, you know, being on your case the whole time, or being in a shitty relationship or whatever. Stress and cortisol is going to affect your adrenals, so it's going to fuck up your sleep. So the one thing you've got to be able to do is try and limit all the stresses in your life that aren't stress that's going to support you. Things like training is a physical stressor that it will support you. You know, it gets your body to release fatty acids. It does all the great things, and the cortisol that comes from training is a good stress for your body. But you want to cut every other kind of stressor. So if you've got somebody in your fucking ear, or negative friends or negative people in your life that are constantly at you, you got to fucking reduce your time with them. You know, you got to cut them out, or just massively reduce the time you spend with them. I know, since I've cut a couple of people out, and I'd be pretty ruthless in that sense. If I feel that somebody's not supporting me where I'm going to cut them completely out. And I have a network of friends and family now who are very supportive of what I do and do not cause me stress in my life. It's helped my fucking sleep, you know. So what I would do is try and find anything that's causing you stress, whether it's an external source, whether it's a job, whether it's a boss that's shouting at you, whether it's a relationship. Find the stressors and try and reduce them, or at least change the way that they're affecting you. So sometimes you can't get out of a job where there's somebody shouting at you all the time, but you can give their words less weight so that you're not thinking about it when you're at home. Another thing that I found massively helped me was I can't remember the book I read. There was a book, it was one of the psychology books, and it basically, the evolutionary psychology of the mind. I think it was talking about evolution and how our brains are wired over time. Talking about how every point during the day, we need to have a down time where we put down and literally fucking write down or map down or think out all the things that are worrying us, stressing us, whether it's money, job, whatever it is, and have that downtime where you can just kind of go through it in your head, so that when you go to bed, you're not fucking, oh, I gotta do this tomorrow, I gotta do that tomorrow, because that's what happens when you don't. I found myself, when I've not taken that, like I do it in the morning, I go for a walk every morning where I listen to my audiobook, and that's my meditation and downtime, and I try and do it again some evenings. If I don't do that, and I don't get that time to myself to think in my head about this, this, and this, I find that as soon as I put my head in a pillow, it's like, poof, everything fucking comes, and you're like, your brain starts going crazy. So try and take an hour during the day. It doesn't have to be well, this is my hour now, fuck you all, I'm gone. But you can do it where you're driving in the car, coming home from work, going for a walk, or just monging out with a book or whatever it is that does it. You know, just completely take your mind away from things. And the last thing that supported me massively was two things, because if you get this wrong, it really messed me up, is reading before bed. I used to watch TV and stuff before bed, and I used to be able, because I ended up researching, and I put this into my book, about the blue light that's in things like laptops, it's in TV, it's in iPads, it's in phones. It's called blue light. It's basically the reflection of the screen which mimics daylight in your brain. So when you're trying to get your brain to wind down and realize that it's nighttime, you start putting that blue light through your eyes, and your body starts to think that it's daytime, and you can't get the receptors, things like GABA and stuff in the brain that need to start firing up for you to go to sleep. So what I've done is I stopped doing that and I started reading before bed. I also learned the hard way, don't read non-fiction stuff or self-help before bed. Shit that gets your mind going crazy, it will make it harder to fall asleep. I found things like either autobiographies or fiction books. Like I read the whole Game of Thrones series, at nighttime before bed. Even though it gets to a point when you fucking want to read the next chapter and it doesn't help. But getting something that just suspends your disbelief and gets you to switch off is the best way of kind of unwinding before bed. So they're my main tips that have supported me: is stressors, cut them out of your life. If it's external, like caffeine, things like that, reduce them back, fix your adrenals, make sure they're not all messed up, cut any negative people out of your life that are affecting the way you feel. Reading before bed, taking that downtime in the evening or during the day at some stage to just get all your thoughts out so that you're not putting your head in the pillow when it's all going crazy, and then read something before bed. Cut out all that blue light, laptop, TV, phone, completely cut them out. Or else I've got a thing on my laptop, it's called Flux, Flux, which basically takes all the screen brightness out of the screen after 10 p.m. every night. I can't get it on my phone, but it's fine on my laptop, and it doesn't affect, it's literally taking the blue light away from the laptop. So I found that after the Audible app on my phone, that app that I downloaded on my laptop is the best thing that I've ever found. So I hope this video helps. Hopefully it'll get you on the road to a better night's sleep. So if you've got any comments, guys, put them down below. We'll be replying for the next 24 hours. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.